Hi everyone, my name is George Montgomery and welcome to this short presentation on the UK Entrepreneur and Business Network, also referred to as UKEN. And you can find us at www.ukenetwork.biz. And the purpose of this presentation is to provide members and visitors with an overview of both the core and extended network features to help them make use of the network. And the first slide you can see in front of you is entitled, What is UKEN? This is just a brief summary of some of the objectives of the UKEN network. I'm just going to go through this quite quickly, but I think it's important to outline these here. A place to discuss business matters, and I would highlight the word discuss as a key issue. Engage and build business relationships. Raise your business profile, offer advice and seek help from members, make and receive business offers, and learn and share business experiences. So I think you can see from that list that it's primarily an engagement channel. It's a great way for businesses in the network to engage with their peers or those with complementary expertise that can help them to advance their business. So I would definitely emphasize there that it's more that than a direct sales channel. Though I see many people do try to use this and other groups in that manner, but I feel that that's a missed opportunity. I suppose one of the questions I would pose here is to ask our listeners, do you sell any products and services priced individually at less than, say, a couple of £100? You might sell courses, books, technology, lower cost services. If so, engaging through a network such as UKEN can be a much more cost effective way to engage with people who might be interested in those rather than meeting each prospect individually. So that's something to think about. You can also find solutions to your own business problems, as I said, and learn from others. And you can engage in multiple ways. We've talked about using LinkedIn, which is our primary network, but we also have a presence on Twitter, which we're using here on the show this evening, and Google+. And further down in this slide, I've also made a note that those channels, as well as online, include email, phone, and meeting up. Just because our primary medium is online, that doesn't mean the members have to restrict themselves to doing that. You can call up another member in the network, you can connect with them obviously and exchange emails, and if you feel it's appropriate, you can of course meet up with them. So if I could ask you now just to click on that right arrow on your screen, that will take you to the next slide, network profile. And I mentioned previously that we operate across multiple channels. LinkedIn, Google+, and Twitter are the three main ones. Currently we have 1,600 members and followers that are connected to us in some way. They're mainly small and startup businesses, I would say, looking at the profile in the network. And they're spread right across the UK. And as I said, it's a channel for business development. We are a small network, I think that's fair to say, but we're serving a well-defined marketplace. So right across the UK, you have a unified trading medium. So whether you're doing business in London, Manchester, Cardiff, Glasgow, the terms and conditions are pretty much the same. It's fairly consistent if you in seeking to trade or engage with those members. I've said here size isn't always the critical factor. It's also activity and the types of members in the network. Are they active or inactive? As many as 90% of members in social networks can be inactive or dormant, and that includes LinkedIn and others. So it's a matter of connecting with what I call the serious active networkers, and our network is aiming to help that by providing some of these additional facilities that allow you to reach out to those people. And And so if I could ask you now just to click on that right arrow again, this slide, this third slide, basically provides a features overview. I'm not going to go through each one of these in detail, but they're listed there for you to look at. Network, webinar and podcast, Talk Business News, which is our business magazine, the live business show we're on this evening, and the promotional and help tools that are available that members can use. I would say they offer some of the most advanced features available in any network group I've seen so far, and enable members to greatly leverage their networking productivity. Interestingly, last night I went to a business event, which was actually a Dragon's Den type event. It was actually on the other side of London, so not a long way away, but the total time involved in me going there and coming back and attending the event was actually 7 hours. So that's a lot of time when you think about it. I found it a valuable event, but we could probably have facilitated that in an hour in a network like this. Now, I'm not saying, that this is the best way of doing it. There are benefits, of course, in both face-to-face meeting, so it's not an either-or. But in terms of productivity, it's sometimes worth looking at what the best options are for engaging with your prospects, both on the basis of cost, which I mentioned earlier, and accessibility. Let me take you on to the final slide in this group of 4, which is really just a summary of ways in which you can start using the network. And I suppose I would summarize all of these by saying more activity by the member equals more value achieved, provided you target your involvement. And by that I mean that you seek out relationships that are likely to be mutually beneficial. Not just beneficial to you, but beneficial to the other person as well. Because if you do it that way, they're more likely to want to engage with you. And so I've basically just put up some bullet points there of how you can start using the network. And I'll leave you to look at those and follow them up later. So that's a very quick run through of the features of the UKEN network, basically consisting of core features that are available on networks like LinkedIn, Twitter and so forth, plus the value-added features that we offer exclusively.